How long have you been a real estate agent?
Actually, this year, I think the end of May, beginning of June, 20 years that I've had my
Oh,
license. 20
I
years.
thought you were only 25. I'm not, my
I
math ain't mathing.
know, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say 35, but thank you.
I love it. Okay, so 20 years in the real estate profession.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
so why did you decide to go into sales?
Um, I just my dad was a salesman, right? So I kind of got it from him. He's been a car salesman 30, 40 years. But just also the opportunity that I think you get at a salesperson versus corporate America. And honestly, when I first started, I was just kind of part-time. My degree is in accounting. So I have a degree in accounting from Georgia State. I got my first job at Verizon Business and I was doing accounting. And I said, you know what, let me just try something. So I got my license and I was doing it part-time for 2 years. And then 2008 came. I lost my job. So I was laid off as an accountant and I was like, you know what? I already have this real estate, license. Let me do something with it. And that's honestly how I decided to go full time. I mean, everything happens for a reason. Maybe I wouldn't have taken that chance on my own. I'm glad that I did. And I talked to a lot of people about just doing it. Started as your nighttime business, right? When you come home from work, you go 9 to 5 to work, 6 to 10 on building your own business and your own future. And that's what I kind of started. I didn't know what was going to happen in 2008, but I'm glad I got my license before that. So that's how I kind of got into that. And I was happy. A little money here and there. And then bam, full time.
Wow. Okay, so how much did it cost you to become an agent? Is that something that
I wish. And it's funny because I probably never talked about this after then. A friend of mine actually lent me the money. I had to borrow the money from him to take the course, which is a pre-licensed course. That was probably close to $500.
wow.
And I think I did it 3 nights a week for several weeks. Okay, so I mean, that was very complicated as a single mom, finding someone to watch your child. So even on my 9 to 5 job, I couldn't afford to even do the class. So he lent me the money to do the class and take the test. But then I also, so that was about $500, about $150. It was like a weekend cram course. I probably spend another $150 on flashcards and other books. $25, I think, fingerprinting, $30 background, $125 on the license application fee, and that's per attempt of taking the license. Thank God I passed it on the first time, but I specifically know someone who took it 6 times. Six.
Wow.
So 6 times 120 something or whatever it costs now, plus everything else, and you haven't sold one house and able to make $1 yet. So thank you for bringing that out. I didn't even think about that, honestly, how much it really cost for me to get there.
So it sounds like, I don't know, I'm not that good at math, but that sounds like over $1,000 you,
Oh,
you
yeah.
you put in just to be able to make a dollar.
Yeah.
I just
That
want to make
wasn't
sure
mine.
that wasn't yours. Okay, got it.
Right.
All right. All right. So after you spent that thousand and did all that studying and flashcards and taking the exam and all of that, and you get your license, then what? Did you make any money your first year?
No. I mean, honestly, it was, who's going to trust me to do this? I didn't have like a partner, like here I have you. All I do is call you and say, hey, have you ever thought about solar? Let me introduce you to my friend who's already an expert in this. I mean, as a real estate agent, it was kind of like, hey, can you please trust me to sell my first home? you know and that's kind of how it started. It wasn't until people don't want to work with anyone who doesn't have anything going on, right? And so what did I have to show? That I sold a house. So I really didn't have anyone to work with as a partner. It was just kind of fumbling my way through, and not making any money, so you're kind of in debt. at the beginning of that.
Wow. And so what's interesting is most people probably would have quit at that point, right? But
Mhm.
here we are 20 years later and you stuck with it,
Yes,
right?
I'm
That's
excited.
that that's a lot of tenacity, right? So that's impressive. So obviously first year you didn't make money, but eventually maybe year 2, year 3, you started making money in real estate after investing time
Mhm.
and money to be able to sell something.
Yes, yes, I did. And I mean, even then it was buying leads. I remember I found this company where it was $99 per lead that I got. And that doesn't even mean that the lead was going to turn into anything. And then it's, yes, talking to your friends and family, but that took time. I mean, honestly, if you look at statistics, most real estate agents don't sell one house a month. They don't. Most don't. Most quit in their first year to 2 years. And that is a fact. Um,
Wow.
yep.
I see in the chat Crystal Moore, right? Broker, real estate extraordinaire. She put 80% of agents quit in the first 2 years. Thank you for that statistic. Rod Obi said facts, right? So we're talking to the pros in real estate are giving us the stats. Okay, let me go back to my list here because I know I'm on a time schedule. So, next question I have for you, Kesha, is do you have any direct sales or network marketing experience?
I do. A couple years ago, and that's actually how I met Jabari. We were I was in a credit repair company, and I did that because it made sense with real estate, right? How can I get you to the closing table if you don't have good credit? So I did go through that. I have experience, and that's just from sharing that information with people. Okay. And that was something a lot of people needed, but now when I think about other products that people need, it's really exciting. And I don't care what anyone says, that residual income is the best income. Okay? Because at the end of the day, when you sell a house, when you're done selling that house and you go to the closing, you are unemployed until you sell that next house. Period. Okay.
Awesome.
So real estate is transactional. Do I love it? Absolutely. I love I just had a 22-year-old, 23-year-old young lady that I just sold the house to. And she's like, okay, this is my first house and we're going to work on getting our second house. So I absolutely love it. But once I got that check, paid my mortgage, that was it. Just because she bought the house didn't mean I was going to get a check every single month that she pays her mortgage. I get paid one time from that, and that's it. I love direct sales because it is a constant drip of income, especially if you do things together as a team. So once I saw this, I mean, can't unsee it. But go ahead, Jabari. I'm
Okay,
ready.
next question. Why did you decide to buy such an expensive water filter?
Okay, so switching to the water because I love that product. I actually was introduced to the water from a lady who did my nails, and she was just telling me about her son who had like a skin problem, and she would put him in this water, and it would just soothe him. But when she put him in the water that was full of chlorine and gave him a bath, he would just be so uncomfortable and itch and all this stuff, and I was just like, and it just made me think every time I went back to her. And we know health is so important. Everything you put in your body is so important. I mean, we're constantly learning that more and more as we get older. Cancer, inflammation. So I decided to look more into it. And when I saw just right in front of my eyes how it cleaned the fruits and vegetables that are always ridden with all these pesticides. When I put my hand in a cup of tap water within 30 seconds. So let me say we test the tap water, it has chlorine in there. I put my hand in there for about 30 seconds. When I took my hand out and we tested it again, there was no more chlorine in the water. Where did it go in 30 seconds? It was in my body. When we take a shower for 20 minutes, all we're doing is soaking in chlorine. How could I unsee that?
Right. So after I did my research, then what did I do?
Before you bought it?
No, let's get to the point. I what?
Yes, I
I bought
went.
it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I bought the same system that I told you was crazy that you bought, right?
yeah.
Okay.
And
Just,
it
just
was exciting. I will tell you that just confirmed it for me even more.
okay. Moving along. What was your experience like in the first 30 days in build? Did you make any money?
Yes, I did. So I'll jump straight ahead. In my first 30 days, I made $10,000, about
What?
9,500, about 9,500, and that was on our first three deals. And I will tell you about solar. Don't ask me about renewable this. Don't ask me about the wattage, the KW, I don't know nothing about that. All I know is that clean energy, people needed it. Me and my husband had just come back from Barbados, and all we saw was solar panels on top of the businesses and restaurants and houses. And, we had kind of heard about it before, and it was like, man, these people are kind of like way ahead. How come I don't see that in the US? So, kind of learning about it, just hearing about it from Jabari, and I was like, well, I have all these clients. Like, I sell them a house, and then what do? I go away, right? What value can I bring to them? And that was the first thing that I did. Like, what value can I bring to them? Clean energy, saving them on their electricity bill because it just keeps going up and up and up and up. My husband said, "Oh, let me talk to, my coworkers about that." And he reached out to his coworker. Jabari presented it. So let me tell you how simple this is. I don't have time. I got my daughter in the other room right now that I had to lock her out just to be on this, right? So we got our kids,
Poor Brooklyn.
if we have our full-time job. Um, but as a real estate agent, I was like, I need something else. So, I just said, hey, let's let Jabari look at our electric bill. And my husband said, oh, I'm going to get a bill from my neighbor. We uploaded it, so simple, set up an appointment with Jabari. Jabari took it away. He did everything, right? So he was the mentor and person that I needed in this. But after he explained it and he showed them how much money they would have been spending over years on their electric bill and never owning it, renting electricity, it never, now having an asset, and they had a Tesla. Okay, most people may not have that, but they just happen to have a Tesla. Why wouldn't they do it? Do you know now the husband and my husband coworkers? He's on his app every day. He's on his app going, "Oh, you know what, honey? Are you washing the clothes right now? You can see how many kilowatts you're spending washing the clothes. Let's do that during the day when the sun is out. What effort can we be to be more efficient and to do that?" So it just made sense to me. And now I'm working on my green designation in the National Association of Realtors to bring people more energy efficiency and sustainability.
I love it. I love it. Why did you decide to purchase ADT security?
Okay. I mean, I love the story that was told in the beginning by Mr. Rangel. Like, I mean, anything can happen. Like, and just knowing when someone enters your house. If before I got married, a single mom, I could not go to sleep at night if I don't have an alarm system. And I mean, ADT, they're like the number one security system, right? Company. So I felt safe. I felt safe about the monitoring because I know in some of our areas, the electric companies actually have a security system. And I just feel like it's so wonky. Like, I don't know. I don't feel comfortable just going with some no name security company. So ADT just made me feel safe. The system I have, I love it. We actually have, it's all through Google, can look on my phone and just feel very safe and secure. And again, it's a value that I can bring to my clients. Like, I need to be a product of the product. If I'm using ADT, why not share it with them too? They just purchased a home. Don't they want to be safe and their family?
Why did you choose to leave Keller Williams to go to EXP?
Okay. Um, Keller Williams. I love Keller Williams. Obviously, everyone knows the red company, right? Amazing. But when I saw what EXP had, and I love listening to Rod's introduction in the beginning because it's like, wow, you were number what? Like, I wish I had the opportunity to have, you know, um, to be one of the first. And I think that's why I kind of go back. That's why I'm excited about BYLD, because we get to be one of the first. Imagine being one of the first in a company that has like 87,000 people. Okay. So remember what I talked about in the beginning about residual income? That is what EXP also gives you, but at a higher level than KW. So the way the compensation plans is a lot of, you can do this similar in Keller Williams. However, you make more money in EXP, referring other agents, sharing with other agents the opportunity to be a part of EXP Realty, right? Virtual. A lot of brokers, we have a lot of brokers bringing their whole team over. The E&O, meaning errors and omissions. If somebody messes up, it's on you. And all of that you don't have to worry about, say you bring a team over. So I kind of knew about Keller Williams, how they the profit sharing, revenue sharing, but over here you're able to make more income with EXP, and that's also doing it as a team. So I have my sister who I brought in as part of my team. I have several other girlfriends or friends and people that I know, and every time they make a sale, I make income. Isn't that additional? Doesn't that make sense? It's the same thing with BYLD. Just being able to share that income with everybody that you know. So I get paid for sharing with you. How many times do you tell someone, hey, go to that nail salon? Oh my God, go to that restaurant. But you don't get paid for referring them over there, do you? But what if I show you how to make money? What if I show you, come on over to this real estate company where everything is virtual. You get, I don't know, 50 or so plus training, a month. You can log on whenever it's time that you do it. The way we refer things in different countries and get paid and build that team, that's retire. You can retire alone on the residual income from helping those people to become an agent and showing them EXP Realty, that you don't even need to sell a house anymore. And
Wow.
that makes sense to me. Why do I want to go to a company where I only get paid if I sell a house? That's it. I mean, that means I'm going to be selling houses for a million years until I'm 70 and still got to show houses. How do you stop selling houses and still become a successful real estate agent, still collecting money? How do you do that? You can only do that with building a team of people to help you to share it with other people. And that's the exact same thing that BYLD is doing. Okay. Residual income, sleek income, mailbox money.
Woo! Last question is, what advice would
Mm-hmm.
you give someone? Two-part question. What
Okay.
advice would you give someone in real estate? Because you're a 20-year veteran. So maybe someone who's newer in real estate, maybe they just started 5 years or less ago. What advice would you give them about the real estate industry as a whole, as it's evolving and changing and doing different things, who's maybe not a real estate agent? And maybe they're getting started in BYLD for the first time. Maybe they got a lot of questions. Like we got a lot of people that are on today. And, we have something we call getting in your own way, right? So, what advice would you give a real estate? What advice would you give a non-real estate agent who's just getting started in BYLD? And how can you help them to not get in their own way in their first 30 days and make 10,000 like you did?
Okay. I would say to real estate agents, hey, I love real estate. Not saying to stop that. We got to get people in homes, right? We got to get people owning their own homes. So definitely, keep going in that. However, 2024, what the lease homes were sold in 2024 in the past 30 years.
Wow.
Okay? 30 years. I will tell you full transparency, since August 1st, I've probably closed 4 homes.
Wow.
Okay? 4 homes. You tell me, how do you pay your bills on that?
Wow.
How do you do that? Right? Thank God I do have some people that I brought into EXP, and the couple of homes that they may have sold, I was able to make income on that. So, number one, that is why EXP and BYLD and any type of company that has this type of income structure, you better get on it. If you are explaining this to a real estate agent, that doesn't see it, you might not be doing your job. And maybe you need to get someone else to help you to do that. Because there's no way that someone doesn't see residual income. Like, what don't you see about that? People need help. You have something to share. You can make money on it. Don't get caught up in the, well, I hate to make money off of them and doing that. That is how this world, that's how it goes around. That's how it works. Like, yes, we love to do things for free and share, and that's amazing. But what if you have value propositions where you can make income? I don't see anything wrong with that. You got to bring value as a realtor. Sell them a house, and then what? So I want to say that I'm the person who's all things home. Okay, all things home. Number one, clean energy, help you save on your electricity. That's a value I'm going to bring to you. Keep you safe in your home with ADT security, and keep you healthy by providing the water that doesn't have the chemicals that you need, but it has good minerals that were put back in. Value, value, value. Sell them a home, but also give them additional value that can keep you going and retire you. I told my husband, BYLD is going to retire us. Okay. 20 years in real estate, and I never said real estate is going to retire me. Don't get me wrong. I love real estate. I never said that. When I saw this compensation plan, I saw the product. I saw how we're like Rod at the beginning of EXP with 87,000 agents. We're one of the first in this company to be able to share this soon with the whole United States, and then another product to go international. I mean, I don't know. That just makes sense. Don't stand in your way. So you non-real estate agents, take everything I just said and don't stand in your way. This is value that you're going to give to your friends and family, your neighbor, people you don't know. I mean, everybody is going to need this. So don't get in your way. Don't get caught up in you need a business card and you need to, fix your biography to be perfect. And oh my God, I got to get my website right. Well, Bill gives you one of those on your own. All you got to do is press the button to enroll. And right then, that second, call your friend, your mom, your dad, your neighbor, your sister, your brother. Go to yourjacksonelectric.com and print your electric bill. Get it over to one of the mentors. They're going to do all the work. Every single one of the people that I set up an appointment with Jabari to do all said yes. They all said, what can you not see when he's finished showing you? Just get the bill to them. Don't get stuck in nobody wants to do it. I don't know anybody who this. I don't know anybody who's that. I mean, if you're trying to make money, if you're trying to retire, you got to talk to people. You got to share it with people. That's what you got to do. Share what you have. Be excited about it. And just press the button.